Hi folks. This is volume 2, or a follow-up video in reference to a video I posted earlier concerning a documentary to be released in Tokyo called, well, it's a fake-umentary, not a documentary, The Main Battleground of the Comfort Woman Issue. Yeah, that's it. And the producer interviewed, notably, Ken Gilbert, myself, and Colonel Shun-san and other notable Japanese. And it was rather deceptive in the way he interviewed us, and I explained that in the previous video. But at the Foreign Correspondence Club of Japan, he labeled us as comfort woman revisionists. Yeah, that's us, revisionists. Allow me to explain where the real revisionists lie. Explain to you who the revisionists really are in reference to this whole issue. I think it was a university in Seoul, South Korea. They sent some people to the National Archives in Washington, D.C., College Park. It's outside of Washington. It's a repository for all government documents, military documents in this building. Well, they go there and they find a film that was shot by the United States Signal Corps during the Second World War, attached to a Chinese unit in China. And I remember, China at the time was allies to the United States, and that's why we attached a Signal Corps unit with them to document what was taking place, making film. They found this film, and in this film, they show these women coming out of some sort of a hut or a house, and they said that this was documented proof of these forced sexual slaves, comfort women. Yeah, that's what they were. Korean forced sex slave comfort women. Really? Shun and I went to the National Archives, and you know what we found out? Every time the Signal Corps sent in a canister of film, they also sent correspondent documentation. And according to the correspondent documentation, those were Chinese girls. Those girls were then held as prisoners of war by the Chinese. Wait a minute, somebody's reviving history here. Revisionist, so says I. Yeah! If those girls were sexual slaves, forced into prostitution, they would not be held as prisoners of war. They would have been rescued. They were held as prisoners of war because they were well-paid prostitutes, volunteered for those positions to contribute to the high morale of the Japanese troops, thus making them enemy combatants to the Chinese. Yeah, and we're the revisionists, right? Let's talk a little more revision history. Then later on, they go back to the National Archives and they found another film. That's what they did. And this film shows dead bodies in an open pit. Now, they covered up the dead bodies because it's rather graphic. But what they were claiming in South Korea, that these were comfort women, Korean comfort women, murdered by the Japanese to avoid the advancing troops and thrown into a ditch. Yeah. So once again, we searched the National Archives, and you know what we found? Those were not comfort women. They weren't even women in that ditch. According to the documentation by the United States Army Signal Corps attached to the canister of film, to that film that they showed, those were Japanese soldiers whose bodies were stripped basically, and then there was a Chinese soldier walking among them, the bodies, to take items of value off the bodies. Those were not even women. They were men, they were Japanese soldiers. But according to the mafia in Korea, the comfort woman mafia, those who are the comfort woman supporters, who are the real revisionists in this story, those were Korean women. But according to the person who shot the film, those are Japanese soldiers. So now this documentary, The Main Battleground of the Comfort Woman Issue, calls us revisionists, while those from the peninsula, they're the supporters. No. The story coming off the peninsula, that's the revisionists. Those are the ones who are trying to revise history. We are the ones who have documentation, written documentation, photographic documentation that they were, not all now, I'm not saying all, but the vast majority, were well-paid prostitutes. Who ran the comfort women stations? A lot of them were Korean men themselves who ran the comfort women stations. And some of the customers at the comfort women station were Korean soldiers who joined the Japanese army. But I'm reviving history, even though I have the documentation from the United States government supporting everything I just said in this video. Alright folks, here's what I would urge the good people in Japan. Instead of spending your money going to see this documentary, donate it to the Asukuni Shrine or a nearby Buddhist temple or a nearby Shinto shrine. Please withhold your money from supporting this fake documentary. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the nation you happen to be in. And God bless our good friends and trusted allies in the land of the rising sun, Nihonkoku, Japan. See ya.